Terry Werner began his trek to the Indiana Golf Hall of Fame in 1997 when he won the Northern Open. Terry really hit his stride as a senior player. He won the Indiana Senior Open. He's a 5-time winner of the Indiana Senior Amateur and a 4-time winner of the Indiana Senior Player of the Year Award. 7 times he's played in the U.S. Senior Am, which he considers the highlight of his playing career. Terry's playing resume has had him on the Indiana Golf Hall of Fame radar for several years. This time, he made it.
Sean Shia, General Manager of Briar Ridge Country Club, a happy resident of Indiana for 45 years.
It's Joshua Martin. I'm the PGA head golf professional at Briar Ridge Country Club.
Hi, I'm Mark Heaney, member at Briar Ridge, friend of Terry's.
My name is Cameron Clawiter. I wear a lot of hats, but one of my favorite ones that I'm known by is Terry's caddy.
My name is Jack Sudak. I was the golf professional here at Briar Ridge Country Club from 1980 to 2006.
Anybody that's played golf in Indiana knows that it's all governed by the IGA, or the Indiana Golf Association. A pretty historic, decorated organization for a very long time has been entrusted in protecting and recognizing those great people from Indiana. They host a lot of tournaments throughout the year. They do a lot of giving back to golf, obviously. And then every year they recognize some of those greats from the past, whether they were PGA professionals, tournament players, PGA Tour players, anybody that's come from Indiana.
The Indiana Golf Hall of Fame recognizes gentlemen and ladies in the golf profession, as well as golfers that have achieved a certain level of greatness within the game of golf. And Terry is definitely one of those.
Yeah, I mean, somebody, when you think of a gentleman like Terry, you're looking at a very long history of greatness. And not necessarily winning all the time, just successful tournaments, the way he carries himself, the way he represents and hold the game. Golf is a very honorable sport. They recognize those that have represented the game of golf in the state of Indiana at a very, very high level.
I have no idea when I first met Terry. I've been a member for like ever, and so has Terry. So I don't actually remember the first time, but I do remember being not knowing him very well initially and being intimidated that he was even around while I was hitting. So
Terry Werner not only is as a great golfer, he's also a great person. I've been in the Indiana golf section for over 2 decades. As we have our monthly meetings, yearly meetings, as I introduce myself to people, hello, my name is Joshua Martin, I'm from Briar Ridge Country Club. And usually their first comment after that is, oh, that's where Terry Werner's a member.
He probably joined the club around 82 or 83. So I would know Terry for 31 years minimum. So he just was a hard worker, very hard worker, and it showed with his practicing at the golf course and at the driving range. The same kind of dedication, same kind of work ethic, I'm sure, at his job and even with his family. And he's just very, very dedicated person.
I first met Terry here at Briar Ridge Country Club. I was 14 years old. He was the first person I ever caddied for on my own. I will never forget the day that I met Terry Werner, because I remember seeing this guy come through the parking lot on his motorcycle, white wall tires, golf bag strapped across the back, sunglasses on, hat backwards, the whole 9 yards. He had it going on. I think we were on white, and I turned to him and said, "Mr. Werner, I don't have to use a lot of these flags with you, do I?" Because obviously, the caliber golfer he is, he hits the fairway a lot. So that was how our relationship started.
I guess my first experience meeting Terry was here, obviously, here at Briar Ridge. I had the distinction of probably only being the only caddy that ever had him hit the wrong ball in a tournament, because one time I thought it was his ball and it wasn't, and he hit it and had to take a 2-shot penalty thanks to my help. But I guess, I always knew he was a good golfer. I was more impressed with him as a single father at that time. He wasn't married at the time. He was the father of 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls, and what impressed me most at that time was, yeah, he was a great golfer, but he was a really great dad. So,
Terry Werner is a great example of what makes golf, what makes it great. He's one of those great guys that will always sit and talk to you about golf. Certainly will talk to you about a golf swing. Is a golf nut like the rest of us.
Terry's work ethic is incredible. Golf is really hard. I do not know anybody who works harder at something that he's already outstanding at. It's amazing.
If you're on the range, he's the first guy to help you if need be, if you ask, while he's out there grinding and working on getting better. But he carries himself incredibly well. He's represented himself and his family at a very high level for a very long time. Those of us that have played in IGA events and been around Indiana golf for a long time certainly are very familiar with his success on the golf course, his continued success for a long period of time. It's not like it's been the last year. Terry's been holding that for a very long time. He has a great reputation, and rightfully so, and a man of pretty high character that is just a huge golf nerd as you get to know him.
He's incredibly dedicated to his craft and sort of perfecting this imperfectible game. And I think just his sort of tenacity for how he approaches improving and sort of getting a little bit better every day has certainly been true in the couple of decades that I've known him. And I think that's really what's carried him, into the Hall of Fame.
Terry was, as I said, dedicated, practiced more. He had all my range balls every day, thousands of them, and was very dedicated to practicing and playing. And I knew that anybody that could put that kind of time into the game and into practicing was going to be very, very good. And he without a doubt is one of the better players from our from the county here. Him and I have played in numerous tournaments together as partners. I don't want to play against him as an opponent because I would not have a chance.
Well, his work ethic is like none I know. I think he's probably hit 1 million golf balls, if not more than that. I've gone out here already and played 9 holes of golf, and he was on the range when I went out to start 9 holes, and he was on the range when I finished 9 holes, and he was still hitting balls. And I guess what impresses me more than anything else about him is he's always wanting to help somebody else. He could be hitting balls, and the next thing you know, he's saying, hey, I don't like what you're doing there. I think you could do this and it'll be better for you. And almost always he's right.
When you see Terry around the club, obviously he's on the range, hitting balls, practicing endlessly. But you will see Terry mentoring junior golfers. Terry has never said no to anyone that has asked him for help with their golf swing, with life advice as well. So again, he never says no. He's always there to help. He's a huge asset to this club and to the Indiana Golf Foundation.
Nothing. He with his skill set, he wouldn't have listened to me. When you're at the Dominican Republic, we were playing the same hole that the year before. It was a par 3, and I said, do you remember this hole, Terry? I says, you shanked it into the water. He says, I don't remember that. He never remembered anything bad. He only remembered and dwelt on the things that were really positive. And I think that was part of what made him so successful.
The best lesson I've ever had from Terry was we were out on 3 white, and he turns to me and says, dude, have you ever, and he says, these things are like the best things ever for golf. They get, and they're Encrustables. And so I had one, and now they're in my bag all the time, and we talk about them all the time, and you need these to be a great golfer, obviously.
You know, certainly a lot of his accomplishments on the golf course, his wins, have come sort of in the senior end of his career, and he tends to compare himself distance-wise to those that might, you know, be a little younger. But I know he can still compete, and I think just sort of edging him on to say, you know, you got this, you could do this. You know, who cares if you got to hit hybrid into a par 3? I've seen you hit it inside 10 feet a million times. So I think that that's where, you know, I kind of push his buttons a little bit to keep it up.
So the greatest thing about Terry is me being a PGA professional. People would think that we would just sit in a corner and geek out about golf, but many of our conversations have to do more with life, and I think that speaks to how Terry is as a person. It's not all golf with Terry, but it has to do with you as a person, and he's much more personable than that.
It's inspiring when you love the game to see guys like that, and you want to be that when you're 12 or 13, and then when you finally turn 20 or you're playing in high school, those are the guys you're hoping that someday you get to represent when his history's said and done.
I like to have a lot of fun. I know golf is very, very humbling. It puts you right in your place. But, you know, I mean, for him to give me credit, he deserves the credit. He deserves all the credit. He's such a great player. And I think just, you know, our families, we all hung out together, and we just had a great time. And I think just having that great time, you know, brought the best out, both of us.
Terry Werner's induction into the Hall of Fame is huge for Briar Ridge Country Club. As I stated, Terry is a huge ambassador to this club, and this just further puts him onto that upper echelon of Indiana golf. If you've played in an event in Indiana, if you've heard the stories from all the senior professionals in the area, you know who Terry Werner is, and you know that he is a member at Briar Ridge Country Club. And it's a blessing that he is here, and we are very fortunate to have such a wonderful ambassador, a member of our club.
I'm proud that he is a lifelong and committed member at Briar Ridge. I'm very proud to be his friend.
It's an individual award that Terry has earned, and rightfully so, and deserves it. We're lucky that we get to be the club that he represents as he's doing that. That's very cool. Anything that we've added or helped him along that journey, we're certainly very, very proud of being able to do that. Terry's always been very gracious in representing Briar, and has been very proud to represent here, which we certainly greatly appreciate. And we're proud to share when people ask about that Terry Werner is a member of this club, has been for a very long time, while he represents the state of Indiana and this great country club that we all love.
I am elated for him because, like I say, I know how important it was to him, and to finally get that. For the last 4 or 5 years, he's always heard that he's one of the finalists, and yet there was always somebody a little bit older than him, and they wanted to make sure that they got it before maybe they were not able to get it. So I think he qualified for it long before they gave it to him.
He's getting old, okay, or he is old, and we got old together, but his game is still great and still fantastic, and I'm really proud of him as to how he carried on, and it is still carrying on here at the club and throughout all of his competitors.
You know, just super proud. Like I said, I've spent a ton of time with him on the golf course, and you know, just sort of observing, and also he's helped me and been such a pivotal, you know, role model and, you know, coach and lots of things in my own career. But just watching the accomplishments that, you know, he's got under his belt at this point, and sort of culminating in this Hall of Fame induction it's just really exciting. It's really special, and just super happy for him.
He deserves the credit. He deserves into the Hall of Fame, and I wish I could be there with him. But congratulations, Terry, Bruce, nicknamed Bruce. Congratulations. You deserve everything you're going to get from these guys.
I think it is congratulations, obviously, but thank you for sharing the sport with all of us.
Terry Werner, congratulations on your induction into the Indiana Golf Hall of Fame. It's much deserved, and looking forward to playing some more golf with you.
Hey Terry, all I can say is you worked so hard for this, and I'm so glad that you finally made it, and congratulations, you're the best.
Terry, congratulations. It's an incredible honor. We're so excited to celebrate you, and it's so well deserved. And it's been just a joy to watch all that you've accomplished over the last 20, 30 years. Just so happy that it's culminated in this induction into the Indiana Golf Hall of Fame.
Terry Werner, when I think of you, obviously a huge congratulations on an incredible body of work in the game of golf. A very well-earned induction in the Hall of Fame. I will say one of the coolest things I will say about you, aside from your golf game, is you're a really good person. I think that goes into what golf is all about. But as great a golfer as you are, you're equally and better as an individual and a person. It's been a joy to know you. It's been a joy to talk golf and other business things as well. But I'm very proud that we get to be a part of that journey and get a chance to recognize, rightfully so, here. We are all very proud of you and excited to watch the next things you do in the next stage, as you inspire those young kids to want to do it like myself. And that's going to be a fun journey until we can't play anymore, which hopefully is a very long time from now.